and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales here of the WardiTV Monday. WardiTV Monday number 75. We have our best of 5 ready here. Again, MaxPax took down Cure earlier in the semis. Solar just took down Classic in a really short series. It was a really short games, really fast matches, and now we have another ZVP ahead of us. MaxPax versus Solar. Let's go. Bearing in mind this time it's going to be a best of 5, not a best of 3, so potentially a longer series, a longer matchup. Now we began the previous series discussing and talking about how hyper aggressive Solar is in ZVP. We expect that trend to continue, but the maps do play a big factor. Let's go. Let's jump in. And spawning in the top right hand corner here of the Old Republic, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself. We have the South Korean Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. Now, jumping into this fresh best of 5, as I mentioned previously, Solar, he is typically hyper aggressive in ZVP. That statement was a little bit validated by the last series, where we saw nothing but all-in, nothing but 2-base all-in, essentially 2-base German taxi with a 3rd base just for larva. I mean, I say that we droned up to, like, what was it, 57? Like 56? 50-ish workers. So 2.5 base saturation. But that kind of play is... Oh. Oh no, Solar, he's upset, Pappy. Ay. What I was gonna say here is that the map itself, though, doesn't really favor all-ins. I'm referring to the Old Republic. Welcome to the Old Republic. The Old Republic is a longer, larger map in the map pool, and Max actually may just not respond at all. There we go. Let's go, the 1 minute 20 GLHF. Like, fine, Pappy, I guess we can be mannered. Smooch. Not like this. Meanwhile, we do have MaxPax coming in as well. If I recall correctly, both MaxPax and Solar, they're both villains of SC2, right? Are they both on the same team? Is that MaxPax, Solar, and Percival? Hold on. WardiTV Team League. I think that's the trio, right? MaxPax, Solar, and Percival, like the 3 BMs. Kappa. Yeah. So technically, they are working together. True. In the WardiTV Team League. But here we go. As we're settling into our best of 5, and of course, coming into this larger map, this is where we do expect to see more mid-game, right? We should be expecting more mid-game play. Now, just because we enter the mid-game doesn't mean it has to be standard builds. My eyes are on Solar here. We could see him try to cut some corners. We can see him play standard and go +1 melee into Ling Hydra. We could see Mutaplay. Mutaplay is viable, especially in the latest patch, to go into Hidden Spire. It is heavily reliant on hiding the Spire, though. Bear that in mind. If you can keep it hidden, you can pop off and catch your opponent off guard, and that can work quite well on these larger maps. Think of Winter Madness, think of Celestial Enclave, think of the Old Republic. Like, that's where that can work out well. The other thing that we should be seeing, though, is aggression on 3 bases. Now, the reason why we say this is because the 3rd and 4th base on this map are very difficult to defend. This comes into play quite heavily in TVP, but also in ZVP as well. Look at this 4th. Like, this 4th base is very accessible from both ends, from both sides. Likewise, the entrance into the 3rd base is also quite wide as well. So we have seen a lot of successful 3-base all-ins hit the 3rd and hit the 4th base. So we have seen some very shaky defenses from all races alike when it comes to these initial 3 and 4 bases. We'll see if MaxPax can turtle up and secure these 4 bases. We should be seeing standard play out of MaxPax, like nothing crazy, just like he's not really one to mix things up too much. So Stargate into Blinken +1, into a 3rd base, into the mid game, into splash damage, into the 4th is kind of what we're expecting every game out of MaxPax. We're expecting more chaos and more variety out of Solar. Oh, as the initial Adept does barely go down. Nice pick up here by Solar. Takes down the Adept. As the Oracle does poke in. Head pokes in, gets 1 drone, pull away. Not bad here from MaxPax. But again, we're just keeping an eye on the timing here. Okay, we have the Forge, we have the Twilight Council. This is a little bit on the earlier side of things from MaxPax. Because that we could be seeing early charge. Otherwise, earlier blink would be a little bit safer. Eyes are on MaxPax, as that is a 420 lair timing. Early lair out of Solar. I believe that is a lair before any other tech structure. Yep, before a Roach Warren, before an Evo Chamber, before anything else. Faster lair. Now, last game, this led in towards a German Taxi, into a Roach All-In. This time, though, I'm looking for a Spire. As gases are being taken, my eyes are on either a Spire or a Fast Hydrogen. It is going to be Pulse On and Blink. Gateway Explosion. Bearing in mind the Blink is going to be finishing a little bit earlier than normal, so that does allow MaxPax to be active earlier as well. He's already getting up to 6 gateways, and we'll keep an eye on MaxPax to see if he throws down an extra pair of gateways as well. What we're looking for here is a lack of gases and 2 more gates. That would be indicative of an 8-gate 3-base all-in. Meanwhile, Solar, he's still droning. The lair is now done. Going for the Overseer Scouts. Evo Chamber's on the way. MaxPax is being active. So far, there's no major tech structure yet here for Solar, despite the lair finishing. And there it is. There's a Spire. Let's go. So good thing we brought it up earlier here, but again, seeing the fast lair, it was either going to be a fast Spire or fast Hydrogen. It is going to be Mutas. And again, will this go unscouted? As things don't quite slip in. As we mentioned before, a fast Spire can end the game if your opponent's caught with their pants down. And MaxPax is taking gases. Okay, he does take his gases at the 3rd base. That's indicative of splash damage going into Storm. MaxPax is being active, but he's not committing. Cashing out a good chunk of Lings. A good chunk of Zerglings go down. Does apply pressure at the 4th. So far poking in. Normally Lings at home to defend, bearing in mind Solo's going for a counterattack. Trying to catch reinforcements, which means a lot of Zerglings are going down. Ooh, baits out the stasis. Baits out both stasis traps even. Max actually pulls away. And for Solo, it's all about buying time. He's just buying time for the Spire, buying time for the Mutas. Stalkers, they poke in. So shaping up all Lings. The Lings, they do deny the 4th base. Nice cancellation here by Solar. Does cancel well. Takes down a high energy Queen. Oof. Yeah, Queen does fall. We have 13 Mutas on the way. And they're about to be revealed. Oh, yeah, they are not going to be revealed. Already 1 Muta almost goes down. Clutch Transfuse. Oh no. Yeah, so far, Clutch Transfuse. MaxPax back at home. Throws down some cannons. We have Cannon Shield battery here at the 3rd base. Throwing down here at the natural and towards the main. So thanks to his aggression, he's able to scout. Does scout ahead of time. But MaxPax is forced back home. Solar, he gains map control. And Solar, he saved the 4th base. It was getting low. It was getting low. Saves the expansion. Mutas are coming in. And suddenly, MaxPax is on the back foot. Losing a battery, losing a cannon as well. Stalkers are exposed. Probe's going to be going down. And MaxPax, he actually goes for the counterattack instead. I was wondering, I was like, where's the main army? He breaks the 4th. Ooh, is this worth it? Mutas, they do bust into the mineral line. At the same time, the 4th base does go down. There's the recall back home. That's going to be 16 dead workers. That's a lot of damage. Oh, no. There's a lot of damage. Mutas getting called out. Nice target firing. Very nice target firing. Solar getting called out. Still does get 20 probe kills for the cost of 3 Mutas. So far, worth it. As MaxPax's economy is crippled. Bleeding out Narcon as well. Now, the one thing keeping MaxPax in this game is the lack of 4th base. The 4th base is very delayed here for Solar. So Solar is having a hard time spending his money. He's got 800 minerals in the bank. And taking another expansion, trying to take his gases. Solar is slowed down, but he should be the first to max. The reality is MaxPax is stuck on 3 bases. He's still not saturated. MaxPax needs time. Oh. Okay, being active. Once again, trying to force Solar to react to him. It is a risky maneuver here. Does spot the expansion. At the same time, Mutas are coming in from behind. Hatchery is going to be cancelled. Mutas, they hit the fourth. Oh, no. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. We're going for the base trade. MaxPax, he commits across the map. He breaks in towards the third. At the same time, Lings, they flood into the natural. Oh, they're trying to. Nice reactive wall. Yeah, nice reactive wall. I believe recall's on cooldown. Yeah, no recall available. Mutas, they dive into the natural. They focus on the Stalkers. At the same time, Lings, they bust into the third. So Stalkers are going down. The natural has been broken. At the same time, MaxPax also pushing in. And we're getting messy. We're getting messy. As all the bases are flashing red. The main base is still on. Ah, no, it's way too soon. I was going to say the main base is untouched, but Mutas, they bust in. Now, when it comes to the main fight, I do favor MaxPax. He has 4 Archons. Like, Mutas, they cannot engage into this. This army is terrifying, but at the same time, do we just kill the buildings? Right? Do we just snipe every single building here? As MaxPax, he's down to 1 probe. He has 1 probe, it's in the main, which means he has no workers. He recalls! He's crazy! Okay! Recalls back home. Takes down 2 Mutas, 3 Mutas go down. MaxPax is down to only 3 Archons here. The others are across the map. Yeah, he has 1 Archon here at the natural. Oh my god. Does get most of the drones. Mutas, they turn back around. Solar, he has 1 mining base. He has 1 expansion. Catching out one of the Archons. He gets 1. It's a bit of a punish, but we're down to 2. Yeah, 2 Archons left. Lings are coming for the surround. And Solar, he should have enough. Yeah, he should have enough here, catching at every single Archon. All 3 Archons fall. Only Stalkers remaining. And Solar's done it. GG gets called. And Solar, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very chaotic game here. Winding it back again. Thankfully, Solar, he was able to hide his Spire. He was able to hide the Spire, keep it hidden, keep it safe. MaxPax had a very late reaction to it, but he was able to keep up for the most part, able to keep up with the Mutas. It was, of course, a very decisive moment, though, when we saw Solar bust into the natural. He was able to kill 16 probes. That was critical damage. If you remember, why did that happen? MaxPax counterattacked. He chose not to defend. He chose to have minimal defenses back at home. He chose to push across the map instead, and for losing 16 probes, he denied the center 4th base, which was nice and all, but again, Solar, he still had more momentum. He still had a backup expansion on the way. He had that 5th base on the right hand side anyway, so he had some high yield gas mining, and Solar could still build up. And in the end, MaxPax, he just chose to go for the base trade instead. It was chaotic, and I think that was like the best chance that MaxPax had. And I want to say, if he had kept all the Archons together, maybe he could have pulled it off. If you remember, when he recalled back home, he didn't recall with everything. He did leave some of his Archons across the map. His army did split. Did split his army, so a little bit hard to say whether he could have pulled that off. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. With that, Solar takes game 1, and now we're loading the game number 2. Let's go. We're getting into game 2 here, and we'll see if MaxPax can bring it back. We'll see if Solar can close it out. Oh, as we are loading into one of the smaller maps of the map pool, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have there's a GLHF. We have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. Let's go. Now, does MaxPax, does he bounce back saying, why didn't you GLHF me? Why did So he's known for having a bit of an attitude at times. True. Yeah. Thank you, baby. Thank you. As we're getting into our initial hatch gas pool, standard open out of Solar. From here, welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is a smaller map of the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground. With this, aggression can be favored, of course. And as a result, I mean, what did we see the last time Solar played on this map in ZVP? He went for the German taxi, right? He went for the German taxi. He went for the all-in against Classic. That is on the table here. That's going to be on the forefront of my mind coming into this map. Not saying that he has to go for that build, but definitely what I'm thinking of. So now hatch pool gas. Gonna be opening up. Gonna be opening up, gonna be settling in, and from here we'll see how our players do develop. Now we expect to see a relatively safe build out of MaxPax on Ruby Rock, just because all-ins are so common on this map. So we should be seeing something safe. We might even see, say, a faster Twilight Council into earlier Blink, into delayed +1. That is a very common build if you believe or if you want to try to blind counter a German taxi. True, true. So eyes are on MaxPax. But now it should be a Stargate opener. I don't recall the last time we've seen MaxPax embrace Glaive Adepts. I want to say that we've seen it before. But it's definitely a bit of a rarer sight out of MaxPax compared to some of the other top Protosses. It is much more rare. I want to believe that he is one that has been embracing earlier charge builds that we have been seeing rise in popularity, but I don't really know how effective that's going to be on some of these smaller maps where we expect earlier Roach play. Solo pulls out of gas, claiming his third. So far so good. Once again does take the forward third expansion. This technically means that we can spread creep a little bit faster across the map compared to the linear third base. Aside from that, we're going to be opening up, and it should be an Oracle base opener. Technically we could see a Void right here and we could try to deny vision, but we have confirmation it's going to be the Oracle instead. Opening up Oracle. Ooh, the Overlord is going to be denied. Doesn't quite get on top of the pillar. Oh no! Does get back on. Calm down, baby. Calm down. The Oracle can finish this off though. Yeah, based on the rally, the Overlord is going to fall. So it will be hunted down. Now we're settling in. We have a couple of active Zerglings which are spotted, are scouted. It's going to be able to solo to minimize losses. So far we have 3 queens in the main. They do rotate in time. Waiting to hit the third. The second Oracle has arrived just in time to defend. So far so good. And that's going to be a standard timing here with the Twilight Council and the Forge. Okay, so it should be +1 and Blink. Everything's looking normal from MaxPax. Meanwhile, once again, that is an early lair. That's around a 420 lair timing. So there's no fast Evo chamber. This is not for Ling Hydra. Now, last game, this fast lair led into Roach. Initially, it led into Roaches, then into Muta play. This time, we'll keep an eye on any potential Hydra play here from Solar. Is that Roach Warren? Technically, this can lead into Overlord speed. This true. We did see this initially against Classic, if you recall. MaxPax works in. Yeah, there it is. Overlord speed. Okay. So we have now we have confirmation as to what the lair is for. It is going to be the same build. It's going to be a German taxi, 3 base all in or 2.5 base all in out of Solar. Adepts get into the mineral line, getting 4 drones, 5 drones already. Oh my god, this is getting out of hand. 6 drones, 2 Adepts, they're killing him. The 2 Adepts, Pappy, it's too much. 9 drones go down. They shade further back into the main, getting 11 drone kills. Oh no. 11 drones go down. It's going to be a weakened all-in here from Solar. Ay. Bearing in mind that yes, all-ins don't really rely on a great economy, but they do rely on an economy to sustain itself. You still have to be able to afford the all-in. Here come the Drop Lords, here come the Roaches, the Queens, the everything. But now there are going to be less reinforcements to Solar. And back at home we're setting up. There's a safety battery here in the third. Robo and Templar Archives. This is a little bit greedy here from MaxPax. He's not aware. Yeah, he's not aware of the all-in. MaxPax is being active, and we'll see how quickly he reacts. We'll see how quickly he responds. Because the all-in is coming, and MaxPax, he sees nothing. He's going to hit the fourth. The fourth is empty. Like, Solar doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about the fourth. Lings, they hit the Cybercore. There's the defensive warp in. Roaches have arrived. Cybercore is about to go down. That means no more reinforcements, no more stalkers, only zealots. MaxPax out of position. There's a recall. Yeah, there's a recall back home. Cybercore goes down. And Solar, he breaks through. He breaks into the natural again. MaxPax completely caught with his pants down. The pants are down, Bappy. Yeah, the natural is going to be broken. Lings are flooding in. Can we get on top of the stalkers? He's trying. Yeah, the Oracles, they do focus on one of the Ravagers. There's 2 Ravagers left. 2 Ravagers remaining. Really patient play here from MaxPax, cutting back behind the mineral line. Playing it safe, playing it careful, fighting out of range of the Queens. Ooh, but depowers the Robo. Yeah, depowers the Robo. There's no more stack defense. No mortar production. You can see that Sully's so close to committing into that mineral line. He wants to. He wants to commit. Playing it safe, takes on the pylon, ensuring it does stay depowered. We have High Templar warping in. There is no storm. They have to morph into Archons. Archons will finish. Mobiles connecting. Yeah, creep is slowly spreading. There's now 4 Ravagers. Lings, they try to bust into the main base. Oracles are in position. And once again, just very patient play here by MaxPax. But I think this should be too much Zerg. And once again, Lings, they do bounce back. Queens, they hold their own. And the expansion will fall. Yeah, no, so there's no saving this. The Nexus goes down. Solar stuck on the 2-base economy. Lings, they bust into the main. Bust into the main base. We can see MaxPax trying to come in from behind. He's trying to. Nice dive. Nice blink. Ravagers are exposed. Ooh, and Soul's being cleaned up. Yeah, Soul's being cleaned up here. There are no more Lings. He sent the Lings into the main base. It was not worth it. And Solar, he'll lose everything. Yeah, he'll lose everything here. And where exactly are we? Okay, so Solar, he has a 4th. Remember, he saved the 4th base. Solar, he's on 50 drones. Remember, that is under 3 base saturation. But MaxPax is only on 2 bases. He's only on 2 bases. He lost the Robo. The Robo was killed, so 0 immortal production. We have High Templar, but no Storm. Archons are available. MaxPax is 2 base all-in. Yeah, MaxPax, he's forced into an all-in. He has to commit. He has to get damage done. And Solar, the problem here, he's not droning. The problem for MaxPax, I should say. Ideally, MaxPax, he wants Solar to drone. He wants him to drone and to saturate. But Solar has been focusing and fixating on purely Roach Ravager. See in chat, Solar looking to get his German citizenship. True. He's done it 3 times in this broadcast. Twice against Classic and once here against MaxPax. Ah. Let's go. Get Lambo on the line. He wants in, Bappy. He wants in. Zings to dip into the main. This Zealot Realmite confirms no drones. Now MaxPax, he's a little bit more aware of the game state. Sees no workers, no saturation. Storm is on the way. +2 will finish in time for the fight. So +2 is going to be a factor. There's 4 Oracles, 3 Archons. I mean, hey, they can pack a punch. Oh, God. But we're waddling across the map. The highway is being set up. Goes back to the Queens. Again, the all-in is continuing for Solar. He has no minute. He has no major in quite some time. Zealots, they do try to catch reinforcements. They come in for a backstab. Oh, a little bit cavalier with those vials. Gonna calm down. Yeah, first stasis goes off. There's 1 more stasis, also baited by a Zergling. No more stasis traps left. Storm is done in 2 seconds. The Storm. Can he Storm, Bappy? Is it gonna be enough? Oh my God! First Storm lands. Yeah, first Storm does land. There's 1 Storm left. Oh, there's 1 more after this as well. Yeah, there were 3 in total. Zealous, they killed the Roach Warren. Oh. Roach Warren does go down. Oh, the Archon, though. Archons get caught. Yeah, no more Archons. Sorry, there's 1 Archon left. Bile connects. Zealous is still trying to catch reinforcements. The last MaxPax is being broken. The 3rd base is going to go down. At the same time, Zealous, they do catch some Roaches. But the reinforcements, they can hold their own. The Vile zone away. The expansion goes down. MaxPax, he cannot hold on here. Gonna be zoned away. And more reinforcements are coming. Those Zealots are still being annoying. There we go. Finally, they go down. And MaxPax again down to 2 bases. Solar did lose drones to the Zealots, to be fair. It's still very chaotic, still very close, very messy. Very messy. Solar's down to 44 workers. Oh, another queen gets picked off. Nice spin control out of MaxPax. Nice spin control. Getting on top of the Archon once again. Archons are being focused out one after the other. Ay, ay, ay. Losing both Archons. And this is very similar to how this worked against Classic on this very map, where MaxPax, he had a good start. Remember, what did MaxPax do? He killed so many workers with his adepts, but he didn't see the all-in. He didn't see the all-in, and where was MaxPax? Remember, he was here. He was across the map. He was at the 4th base with his army. He was out of position. The Cybercore went down, and then he recalled back home. MaxPax, he had no idea what was happening. He had no idea. And fun fact, Solar, he's still not droning, by the way. Like, he totally could. In this kind of game state, he totally could start to drone in macro if he really wanted to. But nah, we just keep making Ravagers. Keep going, Pappy, keep going. Here he's just transferring over. Again, he's just running out of patches in the main. So just transferring workers. Solar, he does scout the 3rd. So in his mind, he's like, okay, you're trying to expand? Well, I'm gonna just kill you. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'm gonna just all in you again. Do we have any high Templar 3? So Storm is definitely something to consider here. This is something that Classic didn't have available to him. Storms can excel if this was mainly Ling Hydra. The problem is Roach Ravager can tank some Storms. He can tank some. As that's a lot of Storms. 4 Storms are available. Zealot gets caught. Nice catch here by Solar. Solar's main army's moving in. Shows up her Storm. Not quite yet. Bearing in mind, Storm is still going to be a powerful zoning tool to buy time. Solar is going for that split push. Cashing out more Zealots. Oh, there's a first Storm. Oh, God. Massive Storm on the Ravagers. Likewise here, Massive Storm on the Roaches. Well, he stays at the Storms. Roaches are softened up. They're being softened up, but we need more than just a couple of Storms. We need a follow-up. We need an army. As more Storms are buying time, they do zone away. But as you mentioned, these Storms, they're softening up the Roaches, but they're not killing. Right? For the most part, they're not killing the Roaches. Lings, they bust into the main. Roaches as well. Once again, another Storm. But MaxPax, he's down to what he's down to. I want to say 2 Storms. Oh. Goes back in. There's still a couple of Storms left. The longer this goes on, the 3rd base is coming into play. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. Solar, he's running out of time. He's running out. As Solar, he has to kite away. Main army tries to move in. Storm does buy time. As Storms are still zoning. Speaking of, oof. Another Storm connects. And MaxPax, he's closing that gap. There was a time in this game where Solar was up 50 supply. Not anymore. It's getting worse and worse for Solar. No shot. So MaxPax, he's doing it. MaxPax, again, with the power of Storm, he's just shutting the Roach Ravager down. He just cannot engage. I say that currently 0 Storms. There's 3 high Templar, they're out of energy. We have more Templar moving in. There's the energy overcharge. It is looking rough for Solar. Storm does land. He's trying to break through, gets into the mineral line. At the same time, though, drones are going down. Oh no! Yeah, the Oracles, they pop off. They get a mineral line. And Solar, he was already all in, but now he's running out. He's running out of steam. He's running out of army. Another Storm lands. Solar getting impatient. Massive Storms of Roaches, they just melt. And MaxPax has done it. Yeah, MaxPax, he has done it. The storms are crazy, papi. Diving on the queens, and with that Solar, GG gets called. MaxPax ties up the series. We have a back and forth. GG. Whew. Hi. GG, well played with that. MaxPax, he does fight back. Again, MaxPax, he was down and out. The pants were completely down, by the way. He had no idea Nolan was coming. He had no idea what was going on. Solar did a great job when it came to breaking the natural and breaking the third base. But we did mention it. After he broke those expansions, Solar, he had a choice to make. He had a choice to make. He could have droned. He could have droned up after knocking down those bases to try to tech up and try to get further ahead, but he chose to commit into the all-in, chose to double down. But the difference between this game and the game with Classic is that MaxPax had Storm, right? MaxPax, he had those storms available, and again, these storms are so much more powerful in this most recent patch when it comes to zoning, when it comes to buying time, when it comes to defensive play. You saw that the Roach Ravager couldn't engage. Every time Roach Ravager tried to move in, there was a storm. There was a storm ready and waiting to push back the Roach Ravager, to land with the Roach Ravager as well, to soften it up and buy more and more time, until eventually Solar ran out of steam. Ran out of an army. In the end, Max actually bought enough time to build up and to bolster his forces, of course, with more High Templar, more Stalkers. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Very intense game, very back and forth. There's a world where maybe Solo could have taken that as well if he had chosen to, especially once he had realized just how many High Templar there were and the power of that storm, to back off into drone. I don't blame him for committing. Like, again, like, he was in a good position. He wanted to end the game, didn't want to macro out of it, but alas, the window did close. The window did close. Let's go. He's forced into an all-in. Why does he retake his natural? I see the response in chat. Because he saw Solo was still building units instead of economy. Yes. Winding it back, if you remember, you're referring to the moment when we saw that MaxPax, he lost both of his bases, and he had, was it like 2 Archons? He had like 2 Archons with his army. I think he had no storms at the time, but he was pushing. And I think it was in that moment where he noticed, and I think we pointed out as well. Oh, the banter, papi, the banter. Oh no, not like this. But if you remember, MaxPax, he saw the 4th base. He scouted the 4th base. He saw there was like, oh no, he needs it, papi, he needs it. Oh no. But he saw the 4th base. He saw the lack of workers, lack of saturation, and that was the moment when MaxPax turned back around and he actually didn't push. Remember, we were like, oh, he's all in, and he chose not to attack. He chose to back off instead because he recognized that Solar wasn't macroing. But that was when MaxPax, he made the decision to back off, to defend, and to try to like macro out of it instead. But here we go. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Zerg player. Yeah, the South Korean. Sorry, we have the Danish Protoss. My apologies. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. The villains of ST2, baby. True. Not like this. For some context, I guess, for those who are unaware, both Solar, MaxPax, and Percival as well, they did create their own team for the WardiTV Team League, called the Villains of SC2. The 3 of them. They fit together, papi. They all fit together. Let's go. But here we go. For now, we're going to be settling in. We do have initial openers. So far, so good. Oh, my apologies. Solar, he was forced to take the forward expansion here on 10,000 feet. Now, with this forward base being taken, this does technically mean that the creep is going to be spread a lot faster. It's going to be spreading faster across the map. So faster creep, it can lead into a more aggressive build later on. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Solo go for another German taxi. He was so close last game. To be like, he was so close to winning that last game and to breaking MaxPax. Again, we did mention that Storm was a big factor there that Classic didn't have available in his defense, and that of course came into play defensively. But likewise, we saw that Solar, he had a couple of choices to make. He had some opportunities to drone if he wanted to. Like, there were definitely opportunities to back off and drone instead. I mean, we would have seen a different response, of course. If Solar started droning, MaxPax would have been more aggressive, so there would have been a different dynamic, and I mean, that could have gone either way. But here we go. Here we go. So now we're joining up. We're saturating. Now, so far, we have seen MaxPax excel when it comes to early game aggression, with his oracles, with his depths. We'll see if he can do that again. Meanwhile, eyes are on Solar. Now, so far, he's been very, very fond of lair first. We've been seeing a lot of 420 lair timings. So we'll see if Solar does that again, coming into 10,000 feet. Likewise, do you notice the creep as well, very intentionally, is spreading as quickly as he can across the map. Now remember, 10,000 feet is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Aggression is favorite here. This does have the shortest rush distance out of any map in the current map pool. Oh, this time we have an earlier Roach Warren. That is a sub 4-minute Roach Warren here by Solar. Earlier than any game we've seen so far this broadcast. That was what, like 350-ish? 355? So very early Roach Warren. This might lead into an early Roach all-in where we just walk across the map without a lair, right? So this time there's no German, there's no taxi, right? We're just walking. Public transport is just it's just too expensive. It's just too expensive. Right? What can we do? Oh no. Lings, they collapse in. They do not catch the adepts. And nice movement here with the adepts. Nice positioning with the oracle. The oracle does punish. And again, as we mentioned, we're walking. The plan here is just walk across the map. Let's go. Get your steps in, Pappy. Get your steps in. As Solar is completely all in. Cutting workers much earlier. Again, this does hit faster. Cutting workers at 38. 38 drones. And it's going to be a Ling, a Queen, a Roach all in across the map. This has been spotted with the Revelation, of course. Back at home, we have another battery on the way. So battery at the natural. MaxPax has to be willing to give up on his base. Yo, what? We're spreading creep across the map with a hatchery. Let's go. It does cancel the hatchery. Here comes the creep. I mean, remember, there's no lair, so you can't spread creep with overlords. True. So Solar getting very creative. Very creative here. Unfortunately, the creep tumor is a little bit too far back because we're not defending the third. But Solar's pushing in. Meanwhile, we have a wall of batteries behind this. Blink is on the way. Here comes another cancellation. Up. Casito. There it is. Oh, it barely gets a creep tumor. Does throw it down in time. Legion try to flood in. The Cybercore is exposed. Cybercore is getting low. We have a backup Cybercore on the way. MaxPax is ready to lose it. He's ready. Soul's busting in. Takes down the stasis trap. Nicely done. Takes down the stasis. Again, it is still a brutal choke point here to try to break through. Lings, they cannot freely bust in. But he does take down 2 gateways. And zoning back the army. There's the first gateway going down. There's the second. Down to 4 gates. Stasis goes up. But we're running out of Zerglings. Yeah, Solar, he's running out of Zerglings here. He has to be careful. He has to get out of here. The Ravagers. Yeah, Ravagers are exposed. Stalker's pushing in. Gets 1 Ravager. Takes out 1 so far. There's 4 Ravagers left. Remember, this is the backbone of the army for Solar. He cannot lose them. If he does, that's going to be the end of the all-in. Getting back up to 5. 5 Ravagers left. Stalkers, they're tempted to blink. Going for the Queens. Doesn't quite get them. Solar's running. Solar, he's running back at home. Okay. Solar, he's macroing out of this. He's crazy. Yeah, drones are... he's running up his own natural. Drones are on the way. The all-in has ended. And has he done enough damage? The answer is no. MaxPax has a ninja base. He's getting a ninja base up and running. MaxPax is up in workers. He's up in economy. We have +2 on the way. He's up in tech as well. Remember, the Solar doesn't even have a lair. Like, there's no lair. There's no Evo chamber. No upgrades. No roach speed. No nothing. That was meant to kill. That was meant to end the game. And the fact that it hasn't is worrisome here for Solar. Oof. I'm afraid to look. How many Stalkers did MaxPax lose? 2. That's why I was afraid to look back, because I do not remember seeing a lot of stalkers going down. Oh boy, the efficiency of the MaxPax as yeah, Solar's in trouble here. There's not really much links to buffer because he's been droning. So the droning up is not hurting him. Stalkers do counterattack. Ah, no. Yeah, and Solar, he just doesn't really have much left here. He's trying to hold the line here, trying to hold on to the ramp. It's going to be a messy defense as Queens are going down. And with a couple of the Zerglings, he can tank, he can get a couple of shots off. Oh, only a couple of those Roaches are falling. And these are just efficient trades of MaxPax. He's just forcing out Lings, forcing out army, trading as efficiently as possible. Nice thing run by here by Solar. I'm sure he's going to be checking for a third base that he might believe doesn't exist. Oh. Does catch a transfer. He's checking. Remember, we do have the base bottom left. The cannon is in position. Solar, he scouts. No, he sees. Now he knows. Yeah, GG. Instant GG once he finds the ninja expansion, and MaxPax, he'll take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very clean defense out of MaxPax at the natural, bearing in mind one of the reasons why it was so strong. Remember, MaxPax, he scouted. He was able to scout and confirm ahead of time. He didn't see the Roach Warren, but he did see the Queens. Remember, we saw the revelation on the Queens. I saw the Queens pushing and walking off of creep across the map, and instantly, what did MaxPax do? Gave up on the third. He just completely gave up on the third base. He pulled all the way back to his natural, threw down a wall of gateways, threw down a backup shield battery, and he made his stand, he made his defense at the natural. Very, very mature decision to just completely give up on the third. Didn't even try. Didn't even try to defend, and a big reason for that is because, again, he saw the all-in coming ahead of time, so he could have a stronger, cleaner defense at the natural. He only lost 2 Stalkers in that entire all-in, the entire defense. Only 2 Stalkers went down. That is brutal, and as you mentioned, he already had +1, +2 was on the way. He had the backup third base as well, and he was just outscaling Solar. It's one of those things where, unfortunately, I would have loved to have seen some drones out of Solar on Ruby Rock. Here on 10,000 feet, he didn't do enough damage to justify droning. That's the issue. On Ruby Rock, he did. Remember, he killed a mineral line. He killed a base and a mineral line twice, or like 1.5 times. So because he was able to deal some economic damage, that is able to allow him the choice to drone up. Here, didn't kill any workers. Like here, like he did not do enough to be able to try to macro out of that. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into our next game. Going to be loading the game number 4. Going to be loading into Tourmaline. Let's go. Let us go. Bom dia, papi. Draconics. Oh my god. Estás en Sao Paulo, papi. What's going on? What's Draconics. But here we go. We're loading into our next game. Loading into potentially our final game of this series, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, representing Team Falcons. Down in the series, can he bounce back? Can he force the ace match? It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. As welcome one and all to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is also one of the smallest maps in the map pool. Aggression is favored here. We've seen a lot of all-ins out of Solar. I say a lot of all-ins. We've seen almost pure all-ins out of Solar. Game 1 was a game where he was able to go into mutas. True, we did see mutas, of course. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be like mixing it all together here. Yeah. We saw mutas in game 1 out of Solar, and we saw him be able to catch MaxPax with his pants down that one time. But outside of that, Solar has been struggling. Here. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to come up with something else. I do appreciate that game 2 and game 3 we saw different builds. Game 2 we had a German taxi. Game 3 we just gave up on the public transport. We just walked across the map. Less successful. It was easier to scout for MaxPax, true. Did confirm it much faster. What is that left? What else are we going to go for here? we haven't seen a Hydra all-in yet, which is quite common. Like, Hydra all-ins are very, I mean, I say very, yeah, I would say they're a little more common in ZVP, so I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen one yet. Hydra all-ins are usually off of a 3-base economy, so think like 66 drones, like 66 workers, 3-base setup, 4th base just for lava, and just pure like Ling Hydra or early Hydra play. Solo used to be quite fond of it, but we haven't seen it yet this series. Oh, it looks like there was a bit of latency here. Yeah, a bit of latency. Hopefully everything calms down. Now, I say we haven't seen a Hydra all-in. I mean, to be fair, we have been seeing a lot of early Storm, and early Storm does shut it down quite hard. So we'll keep an eye on Solar. For now, 3rd base is on the way. Playing standard, likewise Stargate open at a MaxPax. As chaotic as this series has been, we're just calming down in the early game until we decide our tech of choice. Once again, we're going to be looking for the tech of choice of Solar specifically, whether he goes Evo Chamber first, early Roach Horn. If you remember last game, it was a 3:55 Roach Horn timing, as Link Scout is denied. Didn't quite confirm what was going on. Feels bad, man. But last game was a 3:55 Roach Horn timing. Before that, it was a 4:20 Lair timing. So eyes are on those timings. Otherwise, we are just building up. Thonking face emoji. True, true. And oh, for the first time this series, Evo Chamber first out of Solar. Okay, let's go. What does this mean? Evo Chamber first is usually pulse on melee, which means Ling Hydra, which means a standard game for the first time. This time there's no early Lair, there's no early Roach Horn, no nothing. Show us the main hard. Zoom in out over, we're going to be joining up. Now, technically, this can still lead into a 3-base all-in. True, true. Like, we could still see some heavy Ling Hydra play, and we could cut workers at 66. That is still on the table. But this is the most standard game we've seen so far, or standard opener we've seen so far out of Solar. Oh. That's an early Robo. That's not normal. Uh-oh. MaxPax going for his own Twilight counter into forward to the plus on and blink. 3rd base is finishing up. Much earlier Robo here by MaxPax, and I'm curious, is this fast Robo for a fast Bane to fast Colossus production, or are we going for early Prism, as that is not blink, that is charge. MaxPax, he's pushing early. Did he scout the, he saw the Evo Chamber. Oh no. Okay, we're popping off. So the reason why we bring this up, early charge is awful against German taxis, against Roach heavy play. And we've been seeing a lot of Roach heavy play this series, which is why we've been seeing Blink. But because MaxPax scouted the early Evo Chamber, he knows it's Ling Hydra, so he can pop off with Charge or Archon. Like, Charge or Archon has a lot more success against Ling Hydra heavy styles. Thankfully, Solar did not neglect his Baneley Nest. I believe a Baneley Nest was thrown down in the natural, in the main. So we have a Baneley Nest here hidden in the main base, so he does have access to Banelings. That means he has a counter to the heavy Zealot army. He has something at least, but if he doesn't make any Banelings, then he's going to be caught with his pants down. Ling Hydra again is ideal against Blink Stalkers, but there are no Blink Stalkers. Here we go, Baneling Water Bite here into the 3rd. Lings on the left hand side. Gas is being taken. I don't see any Hydrogen here. I mean, there's no Lair, of course. Now, if this Lair finishes, and if we don't see a Hydrogen, we could see an Infestation Pit. That's another option here for Solar. And if we see that, we'll get into it. Prisoner House across the map. Lings they poke in. And Baneling's at Welling on the right-hand side. And MaxPax, does he react in time? He does pull away. Yeah, he does pull up. Baneling's at Welling. They do not connect. Yeah, they crash into the Zealots. The Oracles do pop off. And so far, only 4 probe kills, no major damage. We do have a force field, very clutch force field. And Solar, he's quite committed here. Solar, he is very committed. He's flooding more and more lings across the map. He does find a little bit more damage. Yeah, these pros were quite greedy. Greedy play here by MaxPax, but Zealous, they get across the map. There's nothing at him to defend. No Banelings, barely any Zerglings. We have more Ling reinforcements though, okay. Solar, he's holding. Trying to collapse on the Zealots. Queens, they zone away the Warp Prism. As 2 Queens go down. GG gets called. The counterattack just proves to be too much here. And MaxPax will claim the series 3-1. Becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. Unfortunate build there from Solar. I say unfortunate build, he got scouted. We mentioned it, specifically against Ling, I was saying Ling Hydra, but against Ling Bane, going for Charger Archon is so much more powerful, so much more efficient, I should say. There's a reason why we didn't see it throughout the entire series, because it was Roach heavy play out of Solar, not Lings. But here we saw the Zealots pop off, come into play. Unfortunately, that was scattered from Solar. Solar went for a very heavy commitment into Ling Bane, and he did not do enough damage. He killed, what, like 11, 12 probes? He killed a handful of workers at the third base, so a very clutch reaction out of MaxPax. Credit where credit is due. MaxPax, he evacuated the third base, force fielded the entrance into the natural. The Oracles, they focused on so much of that Ling Bane. MaxPax was a little bit greedy when it comes to resaturating his third. Did pull in too soon. True. He did saturate his third base a little bit too soon coming back into it. But the counterattack was brutal because there was nothing at home. There were no Hydras, no Roaches. It was purely Ling Queen. GG. GG, well played. With that, we do have MaxPax coming into, or claiming the series. Does claim the series 3-1 over Solar. I would never have read Ling Hydra from just Evo Chamber. I mean, to be fair, it was Ling Bane. It wasn't even Ling Hydra, but I'm sure that MaxPax would have read Ling Hydra from that, which is why he went into Zealots. The Banelings were a little bit more of a surprise, but the Banelings were also lackluster, right? Like, it was quick reactions there out of MaxPax. But as we emphasized, as we explained, Roach play and Roach heavy styles and Roach heavy builds don't have early Evo Chambers. Usually Evo Chamber first is indicative of Ling Hydra. I guess technically you can do this, which is a little bit more niche, which is just Ling Bane, but regardless, a more Ling heavy style. Technically it could even be like Ling into Muta, I guess. Which is a little bit more niche, but GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations. MaxPax does claim the series. Shout out to Solar for making it to the finals, and I can see a world where this goes to the ace match. I'm still thinking about Ruby Rock. Anyone else? Like, Ruby Rock was the game where Solar, he killed the natural, he killed the third base, he killed like 30 probes. Like, Solar, he dealt a lot of damage, and he just kept going all in, Bab. He just kept going. And eventually he ran out of steam, right? He ran out of steam, got shut down by the storms. GG. GG, well played. Some say Ling Muta. Oh no. Not this series, unfortunately. Not this series. But GG. GG, well played. With that, again, congratulations to MaxPax, and we are going to be wrapping up. Going to be wrapping up here for the evening, wrapping up for the broadcast. Quickly catching up with the rest of the schedule here. I'm a little bit tentative about this schedule. So as you can see, we just wrapped up with our Monday evening broadcast. Tomorrow we're scheduled to go live with Tuna Cup tomorrow. Shame about the way. Tomorrow we're going to be live with Tuna Cup. On Wednesday we have Pegasus Cup and Kung Fu Cup. Thursday and Friday we have more catch-up streams with WardiTV Monday. We have the Podcast on Thursday, RSL over the weekend, and the Platinum StarCraft League is also going to be over the weekend as well. Now, I say I'm a little bit tentative about the schedule because, is this working? Oh, it is. Oh, it's at an angle. I can try to rotate. But for those that are curious, I guess I'll get into context for that later. I'm okay with sharing this. So last night we were live with RSL. And right after I turned off the stream, I went over to check on my pet bunnies, and something was wrong with Chi Chi. For those who are curious, actually, I think I have a command in the chat. Yeah. For those who are curious, I have 2 pet bunnies, and there have been some medical issues with one of them already, which made for a really intense January. It's why we barely casted in January. There was a lot going on there. in regards to the health of my pet bunnies, but they both did recover quite nicely, quite well, coming into February, coming into March as well. It's been solid. But yesterday, right after the RSL cast, I checked on them, and something was very clearly wrong. I quickly picked up on it. Chi-Chi, she was close to, like, she wasn't moving. I say wasn't moving. She wasn't responsive to me. Like she's very active. She's a very active bunny. Usually when I walk into the room, like she's very active. She comes over, like she wants treats, she wants food, she wants attention. But she was very passive, I will say. And very clearly it looked like she was in pain. Like she was having like some stomach pains. So I called up the quote-unquote local hospital. It's like an hour-long drive away, and they recommended that we bring her into the emergency room. So we very quickly, like it was like at midnight last night, went to the emergency room, and things were a little bit scary. If you know anything about bunnies, they have a very delicate digestive system, and Chi-Chi has been shedding recently. So my theory, and we're going to get confirmation eventually, but my theory is that because she's been shedding a lot, she ingested a little bit too much of her own fur, and that created like a blockage, and it meant that she wasn't eating. She wasn't pooping. She wasn't doing anything. Like she clearly something was wrong. So we took her to the emergency room, and it was a very, very rough morning. It was, I think we got home at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Of course, we left Chi-Chi at the hospital, with the vets, of course, and we got some updates throughout the course of the evening, throughout the course of the morning as well. And thankfully, good news. And they put her on heavy medication to try to rehydrate her stomach, her digestive system, and to get everything moving again, and to make sure she was okay. Fun fact: 1 hour before this cast, it was only an hour before the cast. I did get an update, and it's at an angle here, but I did get an update, and hold on, where was it? There it is. And there's Chi-Chi. There she is. She's eating again. shout out to the vet. But they did take a video, and they showed Chi-Chi, and they were like, hey, like she's recovering well. They sent this in an email. And you can see like she has like a cone around her, and she wasn't eating all morning, so she's responding well to the treatment, and she's okay. Obviously she's still not home, and obviously she's still not out of the woods yet. She's still recovering, but everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. Like she's eating again. She's her digestive system's moving again. It's still very like slow. It's still not ideal, but things are looking good. Because of that, we don't have a cast tomorrow morning. Most likely we're going to be notified with when to pick her up, or with how she's progressing, whether she has to stay another night or not. And depending on what we're told tomorrow will depend on whether or not I can cast, right? Like, you know, that's a family first, man. Family first. So tentatively tomorrow night we should be live with Tuna Cup, and Wednesday morning we should be live with Pegasus Cup, but depending on when we have to go pick her up, and likewise I have to make sure I'm there to look after her as well, and take care of her, we might end up missing some casts here. So this schedule is very tentative, very, very tentative. Depending on what happens with our pet bunny, we'll see. The cone is very cute. Yeah. So hopefully she recovers well. I mean, things are looking good. Things are looking up for Chi-Chi. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing tomorrow. Again, it all depends on her rate of recovery and when we have to pick her up, and of course me taking care of her when she arrives as well. So there is a chance that this schedule becomes a little bit leaner, and we decide to reschedule a bunch of stuff, which is a bit of a shame because we're a little bit behind when it comes to some casting. Like that's why we have like 3 WardiTV Monday casts this week to try to catch up, but we might have to move things around and things of that nature. But it's okay. We'll catch up some other time. But yes, she is recovering well, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. So just a brief update. I know that people have been asking for bunny updates in lead up to this, and again, what happened last night was very sudden. It was very, very sudden. Like suddenly, like again, she had her issues. But as I mentioned, like she has been shedding recently, and I think that most likely is the cause. We'll get more confirmation as of that as well. So it's been a rough 24 hours. I barely slept. I barely got any sleep whatsoever. But we got through the cast, man. So again, this is our current schedule. We might move some things around. We might reschedule things. For now, though, Tuna Cup is going to be tomorrow in less than 24 hours. there's a chance that we might still run Tuna Cup even if we don't cast it, just because, you know, that event is funded by our Patreon, and you know, it does fund it on a weekly basis, so we might still run that, and we might just do a replay cast later. It's hard to say. We'll figure it out. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support the channel, you can do so via Patreon. Our Patreon does fund tournaments like the Tuna Cup and like Sea Duckling Open and Mastodon Open as well. It's all funded via Patreon, so you can help us out there if you wish. If you want to follow us and watch our videos on other platforms, our VODs are actively available on YouTube every single week. They're available on YouTube. Sorry, they're available instantly, I should say, as we stream on YouTube and Twitch and all these other platforms at the same time. So you can check us out over on YouTube if you wish. If you want to help us in another way, you can actually see it just underneath me. The Bunny Vet Fund. As you can imagine, bunnies are exotic. They're classified as exotic pets. Very expensive vet costs and vet fees. Very, very expensive, papi. Yeah. So if you want to help out when it comes to that sort of thing, you can do so by donating if you wish. I think !donate is a thing in the chat. We don't really get many donations, but that would help alleviate some of the vet bills that we have, as it has been very expensive. I think I explained it last time, but her CT scan that she had in January was like $1,000. And it was, we had a CT scan, we had an ultrasound, and we had an X-ray, and I think all of that was like over $2,000. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, it's bunnies are not for the weary, papi. They can be quite expensive. Yeah. So you can help us out that way if you wish. Otherwise, thanks for watching. That's all that we ask of you, of course. Just to watch, just to enjoy some StarCraft, and we'll see you guys throughout the course of the week, whether it's tomorrow or another day. We'll see you next time. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and until then, ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Till next time.